Game radio, shoutcast, music shows, lemon party.
What?
Okay, gamers, welcome back to round 2 between 4GONDOR and Who's Bad on the CyberGamer Open Ladder Semi-Finals. So we will be seeing one of these teams go forward to take on Troller's Gonna Troll. At the moment, it looks like it may be 4GONDOR because they have won the first round. Anyway, my name is Triumph Man, and joining the studio is Hospital. Now, Hospital, did you want to give us a quick recap of how 4GONDOR took out the first match?
4GONDOR used a pushing strat, and they used it to great effect. Once all their heroes exited the laning phase and brought out all their ultis, they just pushed lanes and won team fights all the way down the lane, taking towers as they went. And Who's Bad really had no response to that early game.
They did indeed. They really got shut down early. Their two big firepower nukers, Hag and Thunderbringer, really got stomped on early, really got stepped on quite early and made sure they couldn't get into the game quite as quickly as they liked. And it really gave Torture, of course, picking up 2 triple kills in a row. So that really put him quite a good deal ahead and gave him a whole ton of levels, which really gave Who's Bad a whole ton of hell to worry about. But now the bans coming out, Corrupted Disciple being banned. Again, they're probably banning that because of Fu. Hellbringer also being banned. Then Vindicator getting banned, because they, I guess, Who's Bad were hoping they could put Blue Bear on Pandemonium, but just right after that comes the Pandemonium ban from Barbecue. Then Thunderbringer getting banned by Spot the Aussie. I guess they decided they couldn't run him as effectively as they liked, and they don't want the other team getting their hands on him either. The Chippewa also getting banned again, but now we're just waiting on the 7th and 8th bans to round this out. But at the moment, some fairly stock standard bans haven't we got, Hoss?
Yep, the Hellbringer, Chipper, Thunderbringer, they're all pretty stock standard bans, but the Corrupted Disciple, Vindy, and the Panda are situational bans based on research these teams have done.
Indeed, of course, Blue Bear being considered an insane Pandemonium player, as well as, I guess they weren't just worried about the Corrupted Disciple that Fu played against, my God, I can't even remember the name. Who was it? They played just last week, and I can't remember the team's name. Anyway, my memory aside, we do get Dr. Repulsor banned and Behemoth. Now, those I don't see Behemoth banned all too much. They just get banned every now and then. Doctor also being quite a nasty snowballing hero. If you can get a good player on him, put him mid, and he can completely take over games and really tear a team up, just slice them apart and just jump around all over a team and shut them down. But again, we see Who's Bad getting their hands on Wretched Hag. Pharaoh this time also getting picked up by Barbecue. So it looks like we're going to see a Pharaoh on their team. Might see him take that solo and just try and throw himself up against a trial and see how he deals with it. Bubbles again being played by 4GONDOR. Now we're just waiting on Blue Bear and Hailing to pick up their heroes. Now we usually see Blue Bear play a carry for the Who's Bad team. So interesting to see. I think they'll probably pick up the supports and stuff first, but just save that carry until last just to make sure he doesn't get counter-picked. But at the moment, it looks like we've got I think they're going for a fairly relatively similar. I'm guessing they probably would have picked Pharaoh the first time around just for his early initiating firepower that he can bring. Although, I guess they didn't get him just because he was banned, but they would have liked him. Again, Myrmidon getting picked up by Who's Bad. They love this Myrmidon hero, and we usually see Spot the Aussie playing him non-stop. Of course, definitely
We've seen a ton of this Myrmidon in this final series. He's got to be the most popular hero on Hon right now.
Yeah, he's pretty much, especially in the CyberGamer final series, we see him picked or banned just literally every match. There is just no way to get away from him. But Witchslayer also very common. We definitely see an absolute ton of Witchslayer, definitely one of the most favourite support heroes along with Myrmidon to be played. And again, Who's Bad running that Myrmidon Witchslayer support. Going to be interesting to see how they run. Of course, 4GONDOR ran last time. They ran a Pyromancer and Magnus roaming pair, so they didn't really support a whole much. So basically, they just went down to the bottom lane, just helped Valkyrie get a little bit ahead of Hag, and then left. They just went roaming to shut down the enemy heroes. And that, even though they didn't manage to get any kills off, they just forced Thunderbringer to camp his tower. Couldn't level up, couldn't CS effectively, because he has these two guys right up his ass, just sitting behind the trees, waiting to kill him, just saying, "Go on, punk, try and take a creep, I dare you." And it really shut them down quite badly. But now, Puppet Master and Voodoo Jester, so it looks like we will be seeing another Puppet Master trial. Now, Puppet Master, a bit of a flavour of the month these days, considered a very nasty carry, and of course, in a trial, very, very nasty, because he has 2 disables as his command. Of course, disables are what you want in a trial, and the more, basically, if you're stacking disables, you can really just pin someone down for quite a long time and take them out. And especially when you're in trial, your supports will wind up being rather under level. Or if you're solo, really you've got no support, so you start to get whacked on, they start wailing on you, you're in a whole world of trouble. But just waiting on, I'm guessing, the last support to be picked up by 4GONDOR, but now we're just waiting on Skies and Aaron to pick up their heroes. Now, I think Aaron was the Hag last time around. Skies was playing Thunderbringer, if I remember correctly. Was that right, Hoss?
Yep, Skies was the mid Thunderbringer.
So yeah, it looks like we might be seeing there. We've already got the Hag picked up, so I'm guessing, but oddly enough, Aussie hasn't swapped over to it yet. We usually see Myrmidon being played by Aussie, so maybe they will, maybe they won't swap. Barbecue this time taking Bubbles, so we might see, no, wait, things just switching around everywhere. They're just having a bit of fun at the moment. But at the moment, Who's Bad just ticking this timer way down. They are just letting this one right to the wire. But now Skies just selecting the Dark Lady as their carry. So, interesting trial lane we're going to have here. I haven't seen TDL play in quite some time. We do get Polywog Priest picked up.
Polywog Priest comes out. That must be a mid pick with a solo side lane Hag and a DL Myrmidon Witchslayer tri lane.
I do agree. It looks like they will be playing that. And I think we have seen Aussie do this before. Try to play the solo mid Polywog Priest. I don't think it went all that well, although they did carry themselves home against... who were they playing? God, I cannot remember these teams. I honestly cannot remember these teams for the life of me. It may have been In-Depth Gaming. I can't quite remember. But we have seen Aussie play Polywog Priest before. So interesting to see how he does it this time. But definitely all eyes on the try, because if we can get this Blueberry, if he can just get this little bit of farm, just get ahead, he will destroy people. And it'll be interesting to see how he goes down with TDL. But again, the Pyromancer being picked up by 4GONDOR, so I guess they like that Pyromancer pick. I'm guessing we will see Voodoo Jester and Pyromancer roll around and just do the whole ganking business. We may see an aggressive build on Voodoo Jester. They may just try and get Puppet Master a little bit ahead, and then leave him to his own devices and try and shut down another lane, which may be quite effective, especially against they can get stuck into that Polywog Priest. He doesn't really have an escape mech, so they could really just tear him to pieces. So it will be interesting to see how 4GONDOR play this one out. I might just call out the... As you know, we will just wait for this to roll over first. But anyway, looking at these lineups, Hoss, which one do you favour?
I have to say 4GONDOR has been drafting better, and they've been drafting to purpose. Puppet Master stereotypically will destroy a melee carry, and if Puppet Master can get the jump on TDL in a team fight and use that Puppet Show to CC her down, I think we will see 4GONDOR come out in the team fights. They've picked up a Pyromancer instead of a melee stunner for their tri-lane. That leaves them with 3 600 range heroes to take top in their tri-lane. And that should be a very, very powerful force to go up against the Hellborn tri-lane, which is going to be lacking in range. So Myrmidon has 450 range, I believe, and Dark Lady, obviously being a melee, will be underpowered. But that doesn't that's irrelevant due to Hag going up against the Legion tri-lane.
And definitely, she may have a fair bit of trouble, because these guys can keep a pin down pretty effectively. And a Pyromancer, I guess they're picking Pyromancer because they want the extra nukes, possibly. And possibly because they're hoping to roam with her like they did last time. Of course, having the 2 nukes definitely helps out. But they are throwing down that early lane ward, definitely a great ward there. Just trying to spot up and see if they can get anything to gank. And of course, just making sure that TP reinforcements don't catch him out. On the other hand, Who's Bad are rolling around here. They're blocking up the creep. Looks like they might be going for a rune ward, possibly. But they are going to try and take this try out with TDL in the bottom lane. She has picked up a hatchet. It's going to be interesting to see how she does. But she is going to be up against this Bubbles. So they have sent Pharaoh solo mid. Interesting turn of events. I'm guessing they're hoping the Bubbles will fare better against that lineup, against that tri-lane. But it looks like we do have an early gank coming out here in the mid lane. We do have Witchslayer and Myrmidon moving up behind Pharaoh. I think they might have... Pharaoh, though, has no defensive skills. He has leveled Tormented Soul first. Now, I don't agree with that. I think he honestly should have picked up Mummies first. I really don't think the Tormented Soul was the wisest of choices as their first one. Really not all that great early. But it looks like he might be getting ganked here. No, Witchslayer has been spotted. Oh, no, that wasn't a good play by... Witch there. Just getting spotted up by the tower. Now tanking the creep, and he's going to drag these creep away and deny...
Drag the creeps away.
Yeah, going to deny that mid-player all-important experience, so bad luck to Polywog. Going to miss that experience. Yeah, it's going to get jacked all the way down to the bottom lane, in fact. But up in the top.
Oh no! And now they're running. Now they're running the long way around.
Oh yeah, now they're just going to go back to the tower. So whether or not he picks up will be may or may not. Down the bottom lane, Bubbles looks like he is holding his own against this Dark Lady because he's been left alone basically to his own devices, unfortunately, for Dark Lady. And now Witchslayer and Myrmidon, what are they doing? Just trapping each other there in the corner. I'm not sure what they're up to there. Not really sure what they're trying to do. I think maybe they just need a little bit more practice. I think they just tried to copy what 4GONDOR did last match, but really didn't get the execution off quite as well as they should have. In the mid lane, though, it looks like Polywog Priest is being out-leveled by Pharaoh. He is... Pharaoh is 5-1. Polywog is... What is he on? He's 3-3, although actually he was waiting for that creep wave to get cleaned up, so they are on fairly even footing at the moment. And see, as I just go back to bottom, watch Dark Lady cop a bit more fire from that tower. At the moment, it seems to be fairly even. Stevens, just Polywog just trading shots with Pharaoh here in the mid lane, just trading nukes at the moment. But not a whole lot happening at the moment. Now, you said you favoured the Hellborn lineup. Sorry, you said you favoured the Legion lineup. Yeah. So, is it all going to plan at the moment? Do you think the Legion might be slipping, or do you think Hellborn's slipping here?
Hellborn, I think, are definitely slipping in these first 2 minutes of the game, as we see the tri-lanes. The Legion tri-lane supports are definitely controlling the lane better than the Hellborn supports. The Hellborn supports didn't pull the lane back away from Bubbles' tower, and we now see Bubbles level 3 while Hag is level 2, and I believe that level gap is going to widen as Bubbles gets going on at bottom.
Yeah, nothing comes of it though. They don't really manage to pin him down, just gets under the tower and gets back to safety. Looks like Pharaoh did go looking for the rune. I believe he is now a level behind Polywog Priest, though. Just looking at the CS at the moment, Blue Bear is sitting on 12-3. Barbecue playing Puppet Master is on 15-5, so fairly close. Relatively close there. Polywog is 9-5. Pharaoh is sitting on 8-2, so again, fairly close. A bit hard to tell. A bit hard to tell how these solo lane, how these solo heroes are going to, and how the carries are going to go at the moment. Although I have to say, I do agree with your analysis there. Really, the top lane is doing a much better job of holding back their lane. As we do see Hag get wiped out by the supports, just getting cleaned up by, just getting pinned down by the puppet show, and then getting cleaned up by both Voodoo Jest and Pyromancer, all walking up with their animation cancelling up with their long range and taking her out in the end. They're just, all those auto attacks just stacking them, doing enough damage to wipe her out. Polywog Priest now trying to pick up his bottle, though, just having a bit of mismanagement there with the monkey. He has picked up his bottle now. Pharaoh hasn't managed to get his bottle out. Oh wait, something's coming out now. Pharaoh has got a bottle and a ward coming out for him. So it looks like he is getting ready to replace that 6-minute ward. At the moment, Hag really not having a good day. She is 1-0. Really not having a good day at all. These guys are keeping her shut down really hard. Just keeping a lid on this Hag, making sure she has no room to breathe. Maybe she might want to consider just jumping in the trees, although it looks like the Legion team are making motions of pulling these camps, and of course they've also stacked this camp, so if they can start pulling, they will obliterate these creep waves and deny Hag even more experience. This is going to get really painful for her really quickly, so I'm really worried about this Hag. Down the bottom, Bubbles gets minimized, then gets hit by Graveyard, now managing to dodge the weed field though, with a nicely timed take cover. So good play by Bubbles. Back in the mid lane though, Pharaoh has popped a DD rune, and again Ahriman up that top lane getting wiped out, just getting those chain disables stacked on him, getting pinned down and wiped out by the nukes, just one after the other, taking him out. So again, Ahriman not having a good day at all. Bubbles now just harassing with the shell surf, just trying to pick up a bit of CS. Just looking at Bubbles' CS, he is sitting on 4-1, so not doing too hot, but he is up against a really difficult tri-lane, so fair enough. Fair enough that he's a little bit behind. He can catch up a little bit later. Hopefully once Pharaoh gets down there and starts maybe trying to set some stuff up, maybe once the supports also from the top rotate, because Hag now is being kept quite nicely under control, although in the mid lane, just looking at Pharaoh, at the moment he is on, Fu is 20-6, Polywog Priest is 16-7, so Pharaoh is getting ahead here. Fu doing some nice work. Just, I'm guessing now that he's managed to get a bottle, he's managed to spam that soul a little bit more, just using it there to knock off a mana pot. Managed to knock off Aussie's mana pots, so doing some nice work there. But of course, all eyes on the carry. Blue Bear is on 30-11, playing Dark Lady, while Puppet Master is 33-13, so still quite close, although Puppet Master has two sets of assists, so he is up on assist goals. That's helping him out a little bit. He's 337 GPM, while Blue Bear is only 300, although that's still not a bad GPM just for the 6-minute mark. But it looks like down here, Pharaoh in a bit of trouble, surrounded at the moment, bottling a regen rune, although he is in a lot of trouble now. Dark Lady trying to catch him off here. Here we go, jumping in on top of him. Blue Bear jumping with the Dark Blade, silencing away. Doesn't manage to get the Taint Soul off though. Now Bubbles stepping in, trying to help out. Witchslayer getting ulted on by Pharaoh. Now he's going to get hit by that weak field though. Bubbles surfing in though, managing to get minimized by Witchslayer. The Polywog Ward's Pharaoh in a lot of trouble. Now Bubbles in a bit of trouble, getting nailed. But here comes Voodoo Jester, stunning the acid cocktail. Now Spot the Aussie, double bad play, going down instead of joking up towards the ward. Would have been much fun to go towards the ward. He might get cleaned up here. The wards are stacking on damage. Spot the Aussie barely surviving. The ward's doing a ton of damage as well. Now Dark Lady throwing out Tainted Soul on Voodoo Jester. Voodoo Jester hasn't got enough mana up. He has got an acid cocktail coming up just now. Will he? No, he gets hexed, gets tongue-tied. He's in a bit of trouble here. Although the stun comes out from Pyromancer, saving the day, and they're going to have to let him go here unless they can get on top of Pyromancer. No, she is walking away there quite alive. But that was Halion. I did get mixed up. Actually, Halion playing Myrmidon. I did get mixed up with Spot the Aussie. Of course, Spot the Aussie this time around playing playing Polywog Priest. But the wards are down and the Legion team are still here. Pharaoh's ult is down there, so will they be able to set up anything? Witchslayer is out of position. He gets hit by the acid cocktail. Going to get stunned here. Shane's stunned, now trapped by Mummies. He is in a lot of trouble. Managed to get the graveyard off, but he's going to go down here, getting smashed by a Tormented Soul. At the moment, the Monkey's still a walking crew. The supports on the Hellborn team need to get on top of this, to be honest. They need to get this upgraded, need to get some more wards up, because at the moment, the Legion team have got their wards up while the Hellborn are blinded. Really, who's bad? Need to get some wards up. Don't want to be blinded any time in the game.
Yeah, that's another contrast to make. The Hellborn supports are poorer. They'll get their boots later. They won't upgrade their crew as fast. Their ganking ability will be lessened, while the Legion supports could very well take over the game.
I don't know about poorer. The
superior warding and ganking.
Oh, wait, were you saying the Hellborn or the Legion were poorer?
Oh no, the Hellborn are poorer.
Yeah, okay, right. Because I was going to say the Legion, they have their boots. They have their boots. They're up and running. Although
yeah.
Hex on top of Pharaoh there. Just well, he has haste, so just.
And we have top Hag getting ganked again. Puppet, sorry.
Good eyes, actually. Puppet indeed getting taken out by a level 4 Hag and a level 4 Witchslayer, so definitely a good gank from that. Do need to shut down that Bump Master. Don't want him getting ahead in terms of money. Barbecue has hit level 6. He is 49 to 18. So, Pharaoh ulting him now. Witchslayer could be in a bit of trouble here. Minimizing Pharaoh here. Is he going to get away? No, getting chain stun. He is in a lot of trouble. He is going to go down here. There we go. Get him cleaned up. Spot the Aussie and Halion porting top. Will they manage to get a stun off here? Pyromancer in a lot of trouble here. In a lot of trouble. Does she get the stun? Nice stun. Perfectly timed. Very good work. Although Voodoo Ward's trapping these guys here inside the mummies. They could be in a bit of trouble. Will we see Pharaoh go down? Hag goes down. Pharaoh barely escaping there. Not good micromanagement on the ward. They were splitting their attacks initially, and now Halion's in a lot of trouble. Oh no, that is not good micromanagement at all. You are quite correct there. Quite correct there, Hoss. And now we might see this fight continuing, though. It's Graveyards are missing. That could have been a good stun. Tongue-tied. Now Pyromancer in a lot of trouble. He is going to go down. Pharaoh wandering back into the fight, getting silenced. He is going to go down. Good comeback there. Very good comeback there. It was bad micromanagement on the wards by Spot the Aussie, but in the end managed to come back with the tongue-tied and the Hex there, catching out Pharaoh and bringing him down, as well as Blue Bear getting stuck in there and getting a little bit of assist gold. So in the end, that worked out from just a little bit. Hag though still level 5, getting taken out early in that fight. But definitely when you drop those voodoo wards, you do need to control them. Do need to say, hey guys, there are multiple targets here, but I want you to see that guy there, take him out, smack his face in. You definitely don't want them splitting their attacks between targets, or much worse, as Hoss called out, attacking creep. Definitely don't want them doing that. But I'm just seeing Kid doing
Twice we saw people walking out of the Voodoo Ward range on less than 100 HP when some better micromanagement could have picked them up 2 extra kills.
Indeed, you are quite correct. Just Spot the Aussie though might get... No, he's backing off, just backing off there. Although, I do see Kid doing a little bit of counter warding now. And Halion has been spotted up. He has got his boots down. Myrmidon has got his boots. No, Voodoo Jester has got Striders. I'm just checking Pharaoh. He has got Wrath of the Pharaoh up, so we might see him decide it's go time on someone. Meanwhile, Witchslayer is not stacking creep. Actually, he's farming the neutrals. Interesting choice. I guess he is feeling a little starved for money there. Now he's stacking. I'm sure he's stacking now. Just farming that easy camp while he stacks the hard camp. So, okay, that's not too bad. But Blue Bear has rotated. He is now farming the top lane. So it is going to be Bubbles now also having rotated to the top lane. Bubbles has picked up boots and a ring of the teacher and a power supply. So he is doing what he can with a fairly underfarmed state. He is sitting on, how much is Bubbles sitting on? He is sitting on 138 GPM, so he is very, very cash starved there. But we do have a port down at the bottom lane again. Polywog, he is spotted up by King Magnus's ward, so I don't think they're going to catch Puppet Master. They should have seen him coming from a mile away. Yeah, he's just going to hang back here. No chance, no chance. So, oh, nice ports from the Legion team. Here we go, here they go. They're coming bottom now. 3 guys porting bottom. They might have a counter-attack in here if these guys hang around too long. Hag gets hit by the Puppet Show, getting turned around, and now getting hit by Kelpfield. Stun, chain stun. Polywog ward's going, but they're not going to be able to do anything. He doesn't have enough support here to do anything. Pyromancer is stunning, getting Hex though. And really, these wards are just going to be free money. Free money for Puppet Master here. He's just going to take this out at his leisure. Polywog Priest unable to do anything. They have seen Myrmidon trying to come bottom. Myrmidon backing off wisely as they rotate back towards him. Witchslayer has picked up his ult now though. And this time we do see a level 3 graveyard, level 2 miniaturization, no levels of power rate. I do like that build a little bit better. At the moment though, not a whole lot. Both teams engaging in farm mode at the moment. They are trying to possibly gank Puppet Master, although he has got their ward though, so it's going to be quite difficult to set up anything on him. He is warded up quite nicely. The Hellborn team need to get some counter wards out, don't they, Hosh? And blind the Legion team just a little bit so they can get these ganks happening.
Yeah, especially at the bottom lane, the Hellborn don't seem to have any wards, and they haven't had wards for a while, and so long as they don't have wards, they're not going to be able to farm that lane effectively.
They had a bottom rune ward that just got countered.
They just got counter warded, yeah. So they've lost ward control, and they'll suffer from that. We might be likely to see a gank go down at bot here if Hellborn are not careful.
That's it.
But they seem to be backing off wisely without any ward control.
Yeah.
They basically sacrificed the farm to this Puppet Master due to their lack of wards, essentially.
Although that said, they did rotate their TDL to top, so she's farming up there instead now. I guess they're more worried about just trying to gank this Puppet Master, really, rather than just trying to farm this lane. I think they're just trying to get this gank happening. Although Myrmidon now in a lot of trouble, getting hit by the Puppet Show, getting it stunned here. Yes, there we go, just nuked into oblivion. No chance at all. And in the meantime, Pharaoh still farming mid. He has a bottle of an illusion room. Just pop, Mikey getting ready to pop that. So you got a minute left on the timer. And it looks like the Legion are going to push this side. Polywog firing out some defensive wards. They are going to try to use. Will we get the stun up? Bubbles getting stunned. Oh! Bit of an overkill there. Silver Bullet using to take out Bubbles. Though it looks like TDL blinding and Hag coming in, taking out Bridget. Just a nice play. And now Pyromancer in a lot of trouble. Pyromancer gets taken out. It looks like they get Puppet Master? No, they didn't quite manage to take it out. But nice porting in from the Hellborn team. Who's bad? Doing some nice work. Getting 3 kills there. I think TDL picking up some more assists possibly. Just checking that. She was close enough for some assist money anyway. So definitely not too bad there. She has opted for early steam boots. And it looks like she has picked up a sustainer, going for that ruined cleaver. But again, we got... No. Actually, that's an illusion there. The real Pharaoh is somewhere up in the top lane. And the kid just doing a bit more counter warding, looking for those lane wards that don't exist at the moment. As TDL might be in a little bit of trouble here, getting hit by that Puppet Shoulder, res off fairly quickly. Pharaoh ulting, he has got a double damage, so TDL in a fair bit of trouble. I'm not sure if she's aware, she can charge out of the mummies. She could have survived there if she'd just charged a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, not realizing the game mechanics allowed her to charge out of mummies, and in the end getting taken out, so off she goes. Actually, I'm fairly sure she can charge out of mummies. I know Myrmidon and Kraken can charge out of mummies. I don't know, can you confirm that, Hoss, or not, or are we not sure?
I can't say for sure.
I
know Myrmidon can charge out of mummies. I'm not sure about TDL or Kraken.
I'm fairly sure she can, because they use the same mechanics on Myrmidon's charge as they do TDL's. It's both a pathing charge, and they can charge. And if he can charge out, I'm dead sure she can charge out as well.
Just on that play we just saw, Hellborn got a very good reversal at the tower and got a 3 kill. But as they pushed and took the lower half of that bottom lane, they went to counter ward, which is a good idea, but they did it at the wrong time. They did it during the counter attack window that Legion had, and Legion gladly took it and sniped off Dark Lady in the process.
Was unfortunate. Blue Bear is sitting on 288 gold per minute at the moment. Puppet Master on a Sandy's 316, so he's doing pretty well. Sorry, Puppet Master on 374, definitely doing very nicely there for himself. It looks like they are coming to the mid lane. We do have Polywog Priest, whose ult is up now, so we do have wards ready to go, although he has been spotted up by this Tormented Soul, so they are going to be aware that they're trying to hide in there. Nice spotting from, although, oh, that was an illusion. I thought we had some action happening there just off screen. But it looks like the Hellborn team are responding to this Legion threat. It looks like we're going to have a 5v5 clash erupt in a few seconds at the moment. Whether or not Pharaoh, does he have his ult up? Pharaoh does have his ult up, so we could see some initiation from him. So they're just trying to bait here with the Dark Lady illusion. Although I'm fairly sure they realise it's a fake at the moment. Dark Lady, does she have her ult up? Ults are up across the board at the moment, although Pyromancer is still level 5, so no ult from her yet. But whether or not Pharaoh is going to be game dive, of course, the last time we saw him dive in, we did see him get trapped by voodoo wards inside his own mummy, so that was an unfortunate result for him. So he might be a little less gung-ho on a stacked-up Hellborn team this time around, although he is just trying to harass these guys back, which they're taking some nasty damage, along with Melon, taking some nasty damage from this Tormented Soul harassing. So definitely not good for them. Will Pharaoh dive in, though, is the question. Is he going to... Dark Lady, though, it looks like the Hellborn are going to initiate here, although those Polywog wards were not very well placed. Hag missing her ult pretty badly, only hitting bubbles. And we do see Pharaoh, though, getting taken out. No response. Voodoo Jester ulting now. Now Polywog Priest taking a ton of damage, going to get taken out there, along with Hag also getting wiped out. Oh, Witchslayer getting ulted by Pyromancer, leveling up from them in that fight. Clutch ult, destroying Witchslayer there. So definitely not a good play by the Hellborn. They're definitely Polywog ulting. That was not a good ult. Ulted way too far away from the fight, and it did nothing. It actually had no effect. And also Hag completely screwing up her ult, only hitting bubbles. She had about 3 heroes there lined up, and then she left it too late, just dropped it on top of one hero and screwed it up. So definitely some misplays really on Who's Bad side, screwing that fight over. They really could have had that. They blinded like the entire team with Dark Lady's ult. They really had an opportunity to drill that one home, and they screwed it up. Would you agree, Hoss?
Yes, I would agree. I agree with the decision to go in and attack the Legion team, because the longer they wait in that standoff situation, the more Tormented Souls are going to come out of that Pharaoh and obliterate their support players. The only thing bad that I saw was just a few execution errors. Some pretty big execution errors that cost them a few kills, but the decisions they've been making have been pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree. I think the decision to go in was fine, and I mean, they had an excellent opening with Dark Lady's ult. Unfortunately, just the follow-up ults with Hag and Polywog were just terrible and cost them that fight so badly. They really could have nailed that one home, in my opinion. But anyway, we do have a bit of counter-warding at the bottom lane. Looks like Pharaoh is invisible, but he has been spotted here by that ward if anybody was paying attention to their minimap. As they do lose that mid tower, Legion are pushing mid now. They take that tower down. But it looks like they are rotating to the bottom lane, and Polywog could be a little bit of trouble here if he doesn't back off in time. Looks like he will be okay. He's backing off in time. Pharaoh not really having enough support to take him out. At the same time, Hag just hiding behind the tower here. He is quite scared. I guess he has. They are blinded up in the top lane there. King Magnus denying their bottom tower, I believe it was. But yeah, this top lane for the Hellborn are blind. They are completely blind. And now Bubbles, I think he spotted that TP and just backed off quite wisely indeed. Myrmidon also rotating towards top lane. Looks like Bubbles is getting some reinforcements. Now Pharaoh still has his ult up, so we might be seeing something from him. Tormented Soul again just being used to harass here. Just bang, there we go. Annoying those heroes as much as he possibly can. And the Legion are responding to this Hellborn threat. They are rotating towards the top lane. Voodoo Jester also following up. And of course, during that fight, Voodoo Jester's ult did a ton of damage. Unfortunately, Polywog decided to use Tongue-Tied and just sit there and getting smashed by the Voodoo Jester ult. I don't think that was too wise. And really, he had nobody backing up. Just sat there and got drilled by it and really had no effect. He was trying to Tongue-Tie Pyromancer, but it did nothing. It wasn't anywhere near enough damage to wipe him out. But the Hellborn just doing a bit of stacking.
That Voodoo ult was... Sorry, that Voodoo ult was very well positioned. He stood on top of the... here we have an initiation at the neutral spawn.
Yes, Pharaoh just ulting in on top of him. There we go. Myrmidon using his escape mechanism to get out of those mummies. That's what you want to do. But now, Dark Lady getting stuck in it. And again, another ult from Hag. Really only hitting 2 heroes. Dark Lady going to go out here. It should mention that Puppet Master has picked up his shrunken head. And he is a lot of trouble to deal with. Polywog wards coming down very late. And what are you doing? What are you doing? You're missing the Puppet Master. Oh my god. They could have wiped out that Puppet Master so much easier had they focused him with the wards. Unfortunately, not doing that, and they're going to just let... They just took so much damage from him. Really just could have shut him down earlier, although Bubbles getting cleaned up by Hag in the end there. and 4 players for 3, but they did lose a tower and Dark Lady in the process. Definitely some late wards from Poliwag Priest, and not microing the wards. Really needs to do more than just drop them. Really needs to take control and say, hey guys, beat the crap out of that dude for me, because it is so much more effective. They could have drilled that Puppet Master so much earlier. But definitely early BKB from Puppet Master. He has also picked up a Whispering Helm, so he is sitting on 369 GPM. Has fallen back a little bit since those couple of deaths there, but is still doing all right for himself. Dark Lady has almost finished her Rune Cleaver. She is, oh, there we go, just finished it right now. So a 22-minute Rune Cleaver. She did opt to go Steam Boots first, so it is a little bit late, but obviously I think after the action she's been forced to get stuck into, she didn't really have too much of a choice there. Just needed an extra HP boost. But it looks like she might be planning to clean up these stacked camps. Of course, her supports have been doing some work there for her, although she is taking a ton of damage from this triple stack camp, having not much in the way of defense at the moment. So she might need a little bit of help there. But Pharaoh, what are we doing here? He has got a Helm of the Black Legion, has got tanked up, and it does have his ult up, opting to ult in on top of Polywog Priest, although he is getting destroyed here by the chain attacks here. He is going to go down here. Bye-bye Polywog Priest, getting dropped by Puppet Master and, Pharaoh, Bubbles, and Pyromancer. Myrmidon coming in, trying to help out there, but not being able to do much. But at the moment, Hag, ult in 20 seconds. Can he just get stuck in, do something here? Because Pyromancer is squishy as all hell. Bubbles is still kind of squishy, and so is Voodoo Jester. Although, actually, no, Voodoo Jester had picked up a Mighty Blade. They're still only 900 HP, so he's not that tough yet. But Pyromancer definitely 739 HP. He is free food if Hag can find him and hunt him down. He is free food. But at the moment, I'm fairly sure they know Dark Lady is doing these Ancients, because they've got this ward up here. Definitely a great ward. A lot of people forget that since these trees have been shuffled, you can spot both the Ancient spawn. You can spot both the Ancient spawn and the rune by using that. And now that ward is a little questionable. I'm not sure about Skies' ward there. Hoss, what about you?
It sees about 3 or 4 units of the map due to that the grass and the cliff. But the idea